Hi there, medics. Today we're diving into the world of innate immunity, our body's first line of defense against pathogens. Immune cells, also known as leukocytes, are produced in the bone marrow. These cells travel through the blood and settle in tissues and organs, ready to protect us from invaders. Our immune system has two main phases: innate immunity and adaptive immunity. Innate immunity is our early non-specific defense system. It recognizes common structures on microorganisms and damaged cells using special receptors called pattern recognition receptors. On the other hand, adaptive immunity is a later specific response involving T and B lymphocytes. This phase includes antibody production and has a memory to respond more efficiently to future infections. Our skin acts as a physical barrier with tightly packed cells. The epithelium has resident immune cells that can recognize, grab, and consume pathogens, as well as produce antimicrobial peptides called defensins. The respiratory tract uses airflow to prevent microorganism settlement. Goblet cells produce mucus, and antimicrobial enzymes like lysosomes help break down invaders. The GI tract has a low pH to stop pathogens, ciliated cells to move mucus along, and goblet cells to create sticky mucus. If these barriers are breached, our body releases cellular debris, including DNA, RNA, and danger-associated molecular patterns, DAMPs. This triggers inflammation through the release of pro-inflammatory cytokines. These are small proteins that signal between cells. There are four cardinal signs of infection: redness, rubor, heat, calor, swelling, tumor, and pain, dolor. There are three types of pro-inflammatory cytokines released. IL-1B, which increases adhesion molecules to support entry of immune cells into tissues. IL-6, which increases production of chemokines. TNF-alpha, which increases vascular permeability and activates macrophages. Our body has different types of immune cells: lymphocytes, granulocytes, macrophages, and dendritic cells. These cells recognize pathogens through pathogen-associated molecular patterns, PAMPs, using pattern recognition receptors. External pattern recognition receptors like toll-like receptors are found on cell surfaces and recognize bacteria and fungi. They trigger signaling cascade leading to cytokine secretion. These also include Fc and scavenger receptors. Then there are also internal pattern recognition receptors, also toll-like receptors, are found in endosomes and recognize viruses. They activate signaling cascades that result in cytokine production. These also include NOD and RIG receptors. One process in the innate immune system is phagocytosis. This occurs when a pathogen binds to a receptor. The steps are: pathogen is recognized by receptors and phagocytosis is induced. Pathogen is internalized in a phagosome. Phagosome fuses with lysosome. Pathogen is broken down. The innate immune system has three pathways to activate the complement system: the alternative pathway, classical pathway, and lectin pathway. All three pathways result in a thing called CB, which binds to the pathogen surface, triggering a cascade that leads to pathogen destruction. Neutrophils are granulocytes with granules containing antimicrobial proteins. They can perform a respiratory burst, producing toxic oxygen species to make the environment harsh for pathogens. During netosis, neutrophils release their DNA to trap pathogens in a sticky web called neutrophil extracellular traps, or NETs. Intracellular pathogens are recognized by internal receptors like NOD and RIG. NOD receptors recognize bacterial components, while RIG receptors detect viral RNA, leading to interferon production. NK cells identify and kill infected cells using perforin and granzyme. They recognize cells with altered or missing MHC1 and induce apoptosis or programmed cell death. Autophagy involves the degradation and recycling of cellular components. Phagosomes and free bacteria can be engulfed, forming an autophagosome that merges with a lysosome to destroy the pathogen. They then present MHC2 on their surface. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more bite-sized videos. The next will be on the adaptive immune system, following on from today.